How do we know we are operating under these beliefs? The way we know this is because the more we are using these beliefs in our reality, the more our reality becomes smaller and smaller, because we are avoiding more and more things as we are trying to be safe. More and more things that are triggering us become difficult for us to go into, whether they're social situations, romantic relationships. They become more triggering, and because we're avoiding facing our real feelings, because that's our programming, those feelings gather momentum and they become very difficult to suppress, to deal with. And that is when it becomes more tricky. And the longer we wait, the longer the consequences will add up. The cost of not doing anything, not taking action for ourselves, for our healing, will add up. And it will show, it is already there in all areas of our life. But the effects of that will amplify over time, over a timeline of years or decades. So that's why we need to take control of our beliefs, of our actions, of our healing. And that is the only way forward. If we don't do that, we will be destined to keep repeating these traumatic cycles and keep experiencing this heartbreaking, heart-wrenching pain. This feeling that we will die, this feeling that we are not enough. There are so many beliefs that are tied into this. So for I am unsafe, later other beliefs that tie into it is I'm not enough, there is not enough, I don't deserve good things, I'm not worthy, there is something inherently wrong with me, because and this ties in a great deal to our abandonment and rejection fears, because we feel like if our parents could not love us, if they were not there for us, and we had to somehow provide something or act a certain way or not cry at a certain time, or just we registered this message that they are occupied, that they are not there for us, it just kind of stays with us, and we later on in life use techniques to manipulate or to convince or to find people who can actually spend time with us. We feel like we don't deserve, the whole time we may feel like we don't deserve this person's time, even though in actuality all of our times, like all of our personal time and our time is important, even if we're a CEO or whether we're whoever we are. But we feel like their time is more important, or we feel like their time is less important. Either ways, there's like an imbalance, and we are trying to just do whatever we need to do, whatever the other person wants us to do to satisfy them, so that they give us the love that we want and we crave. And we have been craving so intensely for so long. And our entire life becomes about pursuing safety and not growth. And growth is the way that will take us forward, which is why we're on this planet, to be able to. But the thing is, growth requires some sort of stability within us. And for people who do not feel safe, often they have mood and personality disturbances, emotional regulation issues, and other things happening through mostly not their own fault, because when these things occurred, they were children, so they didn't really even know what was happening most of the time. And in really horrible cases, like they had no idea what was happening, like with sexual abuse, children don't know what's happening, and it's so sad. This when we feel powerless as children, we want so hard to be in control, to feel in control. And because we're not able to do that when we're children, that we're not able to establish our own boundaries, much less make other people observe our boundaries, especially if our parents are not willing to accommodate us, to respect us, appreciate us in that way, then it becomes like a self-fulfilling prophecy that we will keep living out these patterns again and again and again. And that's what we do, is stuck in these cycles forever. So find your inner calm, your peace, make your center, find your groundedness, and from there you can become comfortable with taking risks, with facing your fears a little at a time, one day at a time. You can make progress towards those in a slow way, but a steady, gradual way that helps you, that helps you grow past your fears that have been holding you back for decades and will keep holding you back for decades unless you do something now. So I know that like most people who will hear this probably won't do the work. They won't, even if they are convinced, they may not do their own research. Even if they do, they may not want to put in the time, they may not want to put in the effort. And it's just like, this is your life, this is your choice, this is the cost to you. And these are the choices that you make that will gather momentum over time, and they will result in the end result. It will all add up. So be sure that you're choosing carefully, and be sure that you're making the decisions that serve you the most maximum in the long run, and that don't leave you feeling regrets that had I done something differently, my life would have been different, my relationships would have been different, I would have been happier, and I would not have had so many regrets that I have now. Because we get one life, as far as I know, and hopefully we can live it to our best. So see you guys soon. Ta-ta!